Well, Gary, I'm not going to start talking about the official and talk about your team. They were clapped off by the Sheffield Wednesday fans at the end, and they deserved that.
Yeah, that was nice. That's genuine supporters seeing a genuine football team. And in adversity, we kept going. We was very disappointed with the goal, of course, as anyone would be. But I'm not going to give that man the headline, because the headline deserves to be our players and the work rate and the effort they put in to play such good football away at Hillsborough with 22,000 people, and it's like the land of the giants. Every one of them's 6'3" plus, and you've got to, be aware of the barrage that's coming in, and you've got to deal with that. But then you've got to keep possession and create opportunities yourself. And if we've ever grown up for the championship, this is it. We played 14 men against 10 in the second half. I was really disappointed with Webby's reaction. He didn't need to look like he was throwing a punch, because they were both on the floor doing a little bit, but he made it look more aggressive, and obviously he'd be reprimanded. But of course Liam comes in and does a great job, which we knew he would. And when we did have a little bit of not a barrage, because we were still the better team with 10 men, but Liam was there when we needed him, and Seaborn looked decent together. So that's handy for the future.
Is that your best performance in the division since you've been back?
Well, I don't feel like it's my best performance, but I think it's the game that we gave everything, and that too. Because we went down to 10 men, and because it was a dubious goal against us, and because of, there's one thing you can say, and I hope people see it, where he played on because it was a foul just outside the box, and then it was a foul just inside the box, and he played on. And then when he realised it had gone out of play, then after that, he then gave us a corner. And yet there was 2 fouls there. One was a penalty, one was... So it was unbelievable. There were some things I just couldn't understand. But anyway, so therefore, to come back from that, our mental state must be good, because we kept getting on the ball. It didn't look like we had 10 men, did it? Do you know what I mean? And as you say, Sheffield Wednesday fans have politely clapped us off, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and just all over the pitch, some of the football, the passing and moving, there was only one team moving the other team out of better position and creating chances from it.
We was, yeah. And they had to make some desperate defending. But we looked solid. We looked like we had the legs. We looked like we could open them up. We had subs on the bench we knew could make a difference. So, all in all, we can go into the next few weeks knowing that our boys have done us proud. And it's more than a point. That's more than a point. You should get bonus points for effort as well. Do you know what I mean? And when you've outplayed another team, you should get another bonus point as well. But then who's going to decide that? Only us lot. So therefore, we got the point. I think we come out victors, even though we come away with only a point.
Got to ask about the goal and the fact that the flag went up and the defender stole. Just talk us through it from your point of view.
Without swearing?
Yeah, please.
Ain't it going out after 10? Come on, Jeff, let me say something. All right. Well, look, listen. The offside rule is the offside rule that nobody understands, right? But when then the linesman stands there rigid with his flag as high as he can up in the air, then of course people stop. The referee's reason for letting play go on was that he said that, in his opinion, the player that the linesman flagged wasn't interfering. And what I want to know is, how does he know who he flagged? Unless they're telepathic. So there's no way he could know which one he was flagging for. But anyway, he's done what he's done all game really, and made a mistake.
Yeah. And did that sense of, I'm sure there's a sense of injustice on the sidelines and in the team, did that help sort of fire the performance?
Well, you'd like to think so, but sometimes you can go across that line, can't you? And Webby did, and we're disappointed with him. He's been fantastic for us, but disappointed that our team captain for a long time and our vice captain, when Macca plays, let his team down, and he apologised afterwards. But it just meant that everybody had to do 10% more, so that we could make it look like we had 11 men, and the boys understood that. They all gave another 10%, and that gave us the 11 men again, or looked like 11, but we were still playing 14.
Yeah, I can, you can single out pretty much every single member of the team. They played well today, but a really well taken goal from Joe. For a young man to put the effort in he did and then finish with quality.
Yeah, listen, they all put the effort in, but obviously he scored the goal, so it was a great strike. You'd had a couple of half opportunities before that, and at that time, we was clearing Hillsborough. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, people were leaving and people were getting disappointed, and we was on top and they were making mistakes. And all of a sudden, it came to him, and he has got a cultured left foot. And I thought he worked hard as well, and he deserved his goal. And we'd created a few corners, a few goal mouth incidents at that point, even with 10 men. Dawson come on and was making 60-40 tackles in his favour, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they knew we weren't giving up, and the goal came at a lovely time, and it was going that well, we had to decide whether we were still going to go for it or try and shut up shop. So we still went for it, because we actually had a couple more chances after that.
And just finally, hopefully that will add to the growing belief, hopefully, in that squad that you're here and you mean business and you deserve to be here.
Yeah, well, listen, I told you that other than 20 minutes in the second half against Derby at home, when they opened us up, we've been in every game, and every championship game is a tight affair, every one of them. And because there's quality, there's athleticism, there's cleverness, and but that would be a great little learning curve for us today, because we stood up to a lot today, a lot, and lesser teams will crumble, and we didn't. So I'm very, very, very pleased and proud of that our squad, because even the lads on the line were giving their effort as much as they could in their encouragement.
Well done today.
Thank you, appreciate it.